You all have no idea how long I have been wanting to cue the violins on this cooned out, butter biscuit eating, tap dancing buffoon known as the Oreo. As y'all all know, I call him that. And for those who didn't know, now you know. So I'm just listening to a live stream on Twitter when I get a notification from True Royal Family that a one David Clarke has been fired from Fox News. And when I got that notification, I said, I'm definitely going to be giving my subscribers a real treat with this one. So I'm on the Raw Story website, and it says that Trump-loving Sheriff David Clarke gets the boot from Fox News. Oh, that just made my day go a little bit better, a little bit more brighter. And you know, one thing I like about doing these violent style videos, it seems like they just get better and better with time, because the people who get these wake up calls are just more than well deserving of receiving them, considering their rather checkered past, especially David Clarke, considering all the stuff that he has said about black people, all the stuff he has done to black people over the last couple of years that we've unfortunately have come to know him and loathe him at the same time. But let me get into the article. The Daily Beast reports that Fox News has quietly parted ways with a one-time staple on their network, ex-Sheriff David Clarke. I don't know why they still refer to him as sheriff. He's no longer the sheriff. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he got fired from that position too. The one-time Fox News regular, who was previously considered for different senior posts in the Trump administration, was effectively banned last year by the network, according to two sources familiar with the situation. The Beast reported Tuesday. Now, that's the part right there that really stuck out to me. It said that he got banned last year. Now, the article I'm reading from, or any other article that you'll come across with this story, is just coming out between today and any time thereafter. That means he has not been at Fox News for months now. No wonder we never saw him appear on any kind of segment for anybody over there. It's because he was not working there, or he was not being called in anymore. So I think that's very interesting that they kept it under wraps with, because they said they quietly parted ways with him. But let's continue. Additionally, the website says that Clarke has also been pushed to the side by pro-Trump super PAC America First Action. Two knowledgeable sources confirm that Clarke is also no longer a senior advisor and spokesman for pro-Trump super PAC America First Action, where he landed in late 2017 after he resigned as sheriff and was repeatedly blocked from getting a position in the Trump administration. That right there was the beginning of his wake-up calls. I remember when that stuff was happening, but I also didn't know that he was pushed to the side by that super PAC as well. That also just recently happened. Clarke has raised eyebrows on both sides of the aisle since it was revealed that he went into Russia on an NRA related trip in 2015. That lets me know that this guy is most likely an agent. The Wisconsin-born ex-sheriff has been trashing Fox on Twitter and praising more conservative networks OANN lately, the Beast says. Clarke lashed out at Fox News for having crawled into bed with CNN by backing the rival network's lawsuit against the Trump administration for stripping CNN reporter Jim Acosta's White House access, the Beast wrote Tuesday. He then declared that insurgent right-wing cable network One America News, which sided with Trump, has some balls by comparison. It's some more additional stuff there, but I'm gonna leave it right there because that told me all I needed to know. I'm telling you, this guy is a serial Trump ass kisser. You heard how this article just ended. He only came after Fox News because they started to side with CNN. He literally jumps whenever Trump tells him to jump. And the thing is, Trump is never telling him to jump, but he still does it anyway, because he thinks the dog whistle is for him. He tried to get into the White House, but they were not letting him in. They had to have known then that this guy was a loose cannon. They saw how he treated his inmates. Mind you, all the inmates that died in his prison were all black, and one of them was an infant, a newborn. It's one thing that David Clarke must not understand, that hopefully one day he sure will find out, but something tells me he will never understand it or find that out. And that is, white supremacists always find a way to break their tools or their toys. And what happens with a broken toy is it gets tossed aside and it gets replaced with a new one. You, David Oreo Coon ass out Clarke, are a broken tool and a broken toy. You keep trying to get yourself repaired and make yourself appear brand new so you can weasel your way back into their good graces, but it's not happening. And he is definitely not allowed in the black community. Not that he was even a part of it to begin with. Because from all the stories I have heard, and there have been horror stories from people in Wisconsin saying that this man is straight up evil. He would actually make a white supremacist look like a good guy. That's how bad he is. And now he's out on his rusty derriere, and I could not be more happier. And you know what? I hope this means that there are more wake-up calls to come for this man, because he is more than deserving of each and every nigga moment that he receives, and then some. His ass should be in jail, to be quite honest. After all the stuff that happened in his jail happened on his watch. Now, one of the things I recently heard is that 3 of the security who worked at his jail, who were around when the inmates did die, have been brought on indictment charges. And I think that they're most likely going to jail, which is good, but they need to throw him in jail. You know what they're treating it like? What's going on in Flint with the water crisis. They keep going after everybody, and Rick the Snake Snyder, the governor of Flint, Michigan, or the governor of Michigan, I should say. They keep going after everyone in the cabinet, but they keep avoiding and dodging him. That's why David Clarke, in my opinion, got out of being the sheriff, because he knew they were coming for him. If he stayed in that position, he most likely would be in jail now. So he figured that this was his escape route. He fled Wisconsin, came all the way to DC, which unfortunately is too close to me. And he thought he was going to get a job with 45. They slammed the door in his face. I forgot who was the one who did it, but he did it on his way out the door, which was probably the single-handedly best thing that person could have done. And then he tries to get into other positions, gets there, and he gets thrown out of that too. And he got thrown off of Fox News. But you know what? This is not going to change him. It's not going to humble him. He's going to be the same asshole he's always been and always will be. But you know what? If that leads to more wake-up calls to him, then I hope he is the biggest asshole this world has seen thus far. Well, this concludes this edition of Petty Pendergrass Productions. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed reporting it. Y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next one.